The whole SSSniperWolf situation just seems to get worse and worse and worse every single time she tries to come back to YouTube. Now, obviously, I'm sure we're all very well aware of what happened over the past few months regarding SSSniperWolf doxing Jack's films and the terrible response that YouTube had to try and manage the situation. Now, in case you don't know what actually went on, here is what happened.
SSSniperWolf doxed Jack's films. She went to his house, she took a video outside, posted it to her Instagram of over 5 million followers. Jack's films have understandably got upset. If you want the whole context to it, I'm not going to go over it in this video. You can go and check out that last video. But in that video, I did mention that SSSniperWolf had no repercussions whatsoever, and it seemed like YouTube would turn a bit of a blind eye to it. Now, that has changed, very fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at the information that I'm about to deliver you. So, Team YouTube responded to one of Jack's films' posts about the SSSniperWolf situation, and it is the very first time that YouTube have kind of openly and formally acknowledged the situation that is ongoing with SSSniperWolf and Jack's films. Now, Team YouTube responded to Jack's films by saying, confirming SSSniperWolf has received a temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community, and the behaviour on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone moves this conversation into a better place. First of all, it's amazing that YouTube are finally taking action and finally acknowledging the situation at hand and not staying silent on it, because I think that was probably the worst thing that they could have done. But does this resolve the problem? Firstly, it is only a temporary monetization ban, which means that, I don't know how long the ban will be. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's 6 months, I don't know. But the point is only temporary, okay? I mean, again, let's look at Russell Brand's situation. I used that as an example yesterday, but he has an indefinite monetization ban until, I'm assuming, his allegations are lifted, which again was off platform. SSSniperWolf, on the other hand, is only a temporary one. It still feels like there's an element of favoritism there, but that's not the most alarming part of this statement. The most alarming part of this statement comes from the fact that they said the behavior on both sides isn't what we want, which has outraged a lot of people. Just a couple of people to name here. Jacksepticeye, huge YouTuber with over 30+ million subscribers, says, wait, both sides, criticism and parody, are not the same as doxing. I completely agree with that. Though a lot of people in yesterday's video in the comments did say that, you know, he kind of, you know, prodded the fire a little bit by kind of making these parody videos, and to a degree, yes. But that's just part of the internet, that's part of YouTube. People make those kind of videos about us, people make those kind of videos about everyone. It's part of the job. As unfortunate as it is, it's part of the job. And again, I agree with what Jacksepticeye says here. It is not the same as doxing. Internet Anarchist is another YouTuber that I follow personally, and he also shouted out saying, YouTube can't be fucking serious, both sides. It very much is like they didn't want to pin all the blame on SSSniperWolf directly, because again, she is the golden girl. She makes them millions upon millions of dollars per year. She is probably one of the biggest creators generating income for the platform. So why would they tar her with that brush? Why would they pin all the blame on her? Of course, they're gonna pass the buck a little bit and shunt a lot of the blame onto Jack's films as well, maybe because they're in their minds, they think if he hadn't provoked, it wouldn't have happened. But I don't agree with that sentiment necessarily. I don't agree. I think Jack's films was doing what he does. Do I agree with his style of content? No. But is it as bad as doxing? Absolutely not. After this happened, SSSniperWolf, I think, had no choice but to accept responsibility and take some blame for what she had done, as literally moments after YouTube made this announcement that she was going to be temporarily demonetized, she made this statement to her Twitter page where she says, "Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's film, YouTube, the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jack's film, while we don't see eye to eye, and have our differences. I'm sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully and privately. Not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflicts should be resolved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it. Respect the decision and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment. Now, first of all, this does seem like a sincere apology on the surface, but a lot of people throughout the comments have other ideas. A lot of people are claiming that this apology was written through ChatGPT or through AI. I don't know how she typically formats her tweets or formats her like paragraphs like this, or I'm not best educated to say that, but from the general consensus on the in the comments, it really does seem like a lot of people think that this is just generally made through an AI program. And another thing that people are questioning its sincerity is through the fact that SSSniperWolf only made this apology after YouTube took action. And it begs the question that if YouTube never took action against this, would she be apologising? Would she have publicly acknowledged it? Would she have publicly apologised to Jack's Films and wanted to resolve it? Personally, I'm not convinced, because if we look at how she initially reacted after the doxing and after she was called out for it, she went over to her Instagram and said that blaming someone for doxing was defamation, saying that she doesn't know how to dox, and basically not holding herself accountable for what she'd done. But the second that YouTube are like, nope, we're gonna demonetize you temporarily, then she turns around and says, I'm sorry.
Obviously, the entire thing was absolutely poorly managed, diabolically managed, in fact. And the fact that she's even still able to be on YouTube and make money is absolutely astounding to most people. But over the past kind of few months especially, she's become an ambassador of YouTube and become, you know, a massive part of this entire thing. And it's just... And it gets even crazier, as yesterday, at the time of recording, Nerd City uploaded over an hour-long video. And the video is just absolutely car crash. Not the video itself, but what the contents of the video are absolutely car crash, as it outlines some new truths that we've discovered about SSSniperWolf, and we've also discovered some interesting things regarding her personality. Now, obviously, I'm not at all in any position to diagnose or, you know, talk or comment on anyone's mental capabilities or anything like that, so I'm not going to. But if you want to check out the full video for yourself, head over to Nerd City. It's the video SSSniperWolf loses it, assaults innocent bystanders at gaming competition. Now, that kind of alludes to the whole point of this video. And the whole point of this video that is made is, you know, it starts off with, basically, there has been new accusations from Aziland, which basically outlines that SSniperWolf is not a very nice person. Now, we all pretty much knew that, but it really hammers the final nail in the coffin and outlines the reasons as to why, you know, she is just so off the rails at times, and she can just fly off the handle, go from 0 to 100 in 0.0 seconds. So we're going to check out the video. It starts out talking about a Fortnite convention. Now, obviously, back in the day, SSniperWolf's whole career started around gaming. And it was believed that she was, you know, the gamer involved within the videos. But it has later come out, since a lawsuit from her ex-partner, that he was the one doing the gameplay. And he would make and give SSniperWolf a script to follow, and she would be the face of the videos, but it would be his gameplay running in the background. And that's how her career started, although everyone thought that she was the gamer, and they thought that she was really good. So she got invited to this Fortnite convention, and she did so diabolically, I don't even think she made it into a single cut of the final like montage video of the entire convention, and that's how bad she did, and she lost her shit. Let's check this video out.
YouTube drama for a while. You might remember this event because this was a big breakout moment for Ninja.
This is a Fortnite OG Tyler Blevins dyes his hair blue Epic Games and Fortnite Blevins moment.
Who's this guy with the hair? What's that? What's the deal there?
Also joining us today, SSniperWolf.
And SSniperWolf embarrassed herself in more ways than one. Billed as the pro gamer in a pro-amateur duo, SSniperWolf was outplayed by everyone on the stage that day, including the amateur playing with a bucket on his head. All said and done, her team finished tied for dead last with 0 points. She got eliminated early in all 3 rounds of the tournament. In fact, she turned in such a poor performance that she barely appears on screen at all in the entire 3.5-hour broadcast. Blink and you would miss her.
SSniperWolf, hello.
She was like playing in the competition, but she was the very first person to die. I didn't see this, but people said that she died within like a few seconds.
What many who were there did witness off camera was SSniperWolf getting involved in altercations.
Now, this is where it starts to get real fishy, because obviously we've seen from behaviours gone by, especially over the past few months, that SSniperWolf will just go off the rails in an instant. She went over to Jack's Film's house, doxed him. We've seen her kind of snap at people in the past as well, and she has been very well known since this lawsuit, especially with her ex-partner, that she will go off the rails at him as well. So this is where the entire thing gets incredibly saucy.
The first of which was a screaming match with her partner, Evan.
He can't play for her live.
When I don't get my way, I scream, and I scream really loud.
SSniperWolf and the man who now claims to have been playing for her at home were observed to be furious with each other immediately after her last place finish.
She's dead. Killing her.
For doing so badly in Fortnite.
Yeah, I think that's why it was. He was probably coaching her to like be good at that, and he left.
I hate being alone. I don't like going anywhere without Sausage or my mom or somebody I know. I have to be with one of them, preferably Sausage.
One thing we forget about narcissistic folks is they don't like abandonment.
Now, this does kind of go on to talk about abandonment and narcissistic tendencies. Now, like I've said, I'm not here to talk about that because that's not my place to do so. If you want to kind of check that out, go over to this original video and you can check all that out. But what's interesting is there is an interview in this where Aziland is interviewed, and this little known fact came to the forefront almost 6 years later. I don't know why it's taken this long for it to come to the forefront, but it has, where basically Aziland was assaulted at this convention by SSniperWolf because she was in such a fit of rage because of her last place finish and the embarrassment of that she just took it out on anyone in her way. And obviously her partner at the time was in the way, so he got the brunt of it, but Aziland was also in the way as well, so she got a fair whack of it.
You want to know a recap of what happened?
Sure.
Okay, so basically,
So that's another thing that I forgot to mention, was there were backup witnesses to this alleged assault. Obviously, we don't have any proof that this actually happened apart from Aziland's, side of the story. Now, there is a lot of history between SSniperWolf and Aziland, with, SSniperWolf claiming that she's copied her content, her thumbnails, all the rest of it, even though her content is so unoriginal, it might as well, I don't even think it classes as content, but, who am I to say? I'm just a commentary YouTuber.
they were like in a circle, and I walked in the bathroom, and then when I was walking back, I saw them, and they're like, "Hey, Azzy," and then I was like, "Sniper's there," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Just be nice." They just walk over, and then I go in there, and I got really awkward, so I started like just telling an embarrassing story of myself, and she just like is looking at me. She's silent, and she's like angry, and then she like lunges at me, and I don't remember like exact details because it was just fucking terrifying. Got in between and like pulled her off me, and then they took her back into the room, and then I was out there, and they were like, "What the was that?" It was just like, it was so. Oh yeah, she was screaming at me. She's like, a bunch of words I can't actually say on YouTube. But the one sentence I can say is she goes, "You fake your gameplay!" and then charges towards me, swinging.
Now, it's obviously ironic that SSSniperWolf would say that you fake your gameplay when her career was built on her fake gameplay, because her partner would literally play the game, give her a script, and she would narrate over it. So it's absolutely insane. And again, obviously the next part of the video does go on to talk about like the narcissistic tendencies and things like this, and there were witnesses who have since come forward to kind of say that, you know, SSniperWolf did actually target Aziland specifically in a crowd of people. It was her that she lunged at. No one else got on the brunt of it. It was literally, she like scanned across the room apparently, locked eyes with her and was like, bang, you're my target. And obviously, you know, SSniperWolf doesn't like Aziland as it is, so she probably saw her opportunity and took it, no matter how horrific that is. So yeah, the whole thing is absolutely insane, and the fact that it's taken us over 6 years to get this kind of like to come out, even though everything that's gone on over the past kind of 6 months or so, is absolutely bonkers, and it's so in character. Now obviously people are going to say, yeah, but you haven't actually got the full story, you don't know SSniperWolf's side of things, you know, Aziland could be making it up, and you're absolutely right. But let's not forget that there were countless witnesses that were also, you know, backed up by Nerd City. He literally went out and he asked these people, and all of their stories corroborated. I've watched a few of his videos, and they all seem to be very genuine, very honest videos. So I don't think, you know, he would lead people down this kind of like road of misinformation or mistruth, or like, you know, just because of bias or whatever. And also, you know, I think based off of past tendencies from SSniperWolf, could you put it past her for that to actually have happened? Because I don't think I could. But I want to hear what you guys have to say on this. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this entire situation. Do you think SSniperWolf should be banned full stop from YouTube and kind of conventions like this? Or do you think she's done nothing wrong? All comments are allowed. Get down there, get talking about it. Be sure to jump together, hit that like button if you have not already for this video. Subscribe if you're new and tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload to the channel. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. Cannot wait to see you in the next one. And I'll speak to you later. Peace.